Sorry, it's been a minute, guys. I wanted to try taking a break from doing everything on stream to just see if I felt better about the story, and I think maybe I kind of do because I can enjoy it a little more at my own pace instead of trying to let all the voice lines play out. But I think it also was that I just wasn't that invested in the Sigrika story. But I started doing this one, and immediately meeting some of the, non-playable characters, I don't know, it just started to feel better to me, because some of them are kind of interesting characters, and it's nice to see that again. So I guess I'm gonna... We'll play this team. But yeah, I'm gonna take my time and... Well, I might skip some voice lines here and there if I can read the whole thing before, the voice line plays out, depending on how I'm feeling about it. Also, how crazy is it that we finally have the Cyberpunk collab, and apparently there's, you actually go to Night City, which is really cool. Okay, let's go ahead and just spend these. I think I'm only 26 pulls in. It's interesting to me, though, that it uses a different currency. That's kind of cool. I'll turn that down a little bit. Just do this before I continue this story, because why not? No, I don't have any loot. Okay. Alright, I will try... I want to try... I suddenly wanted to try Rebecca, but let's just focus on this. I'm gonna play and mute myself and let the story run.
Yes, I've heard everything.
Looks like Professor Savi didn't want to open up about what he saw in the dark side.
Even so, that medal's a valuable lead. It's deeply connected to him. Please place the medal in front of the makeup mirror. I can't touch it myself, so I'll read and tune its frequency remotely. Excellent. Now, leave the rest to the adult. President, can you still hear me?
Yes. The comms are stable. Let's begin.
This is strange. I was setting up the room according to the riddle the Academy gave me, but now it's... Who changed the riddle? Who altered the scene? Could it be that rabbit the students keep mentioning? Either way, I should focus on restoring the room through memory projection. If a student gets misled and causes another accident, it'll be a real headache.
So, this is Professor Savi's memory when he first entered the dark side. He stayed here quite a while and used his forte. From what we just saw, he was one of the staff involved in the new solar celebration. He came here to restore the scene that had been tampered with. But
Something wrong?
not exactly. Maybe because I'm a memory-type resonator too. Something caught my attention. People think memory-type resonators like us are masters of memories and emotions, unshaken by illusions or insults. But no forte is perfect. When we pour all focus into manipulating memories, information floods the mind. That's when we're most vulnerable. The anomaly in the dark side preys on the mind. If I were a Fraxidus member, I'd strike then. Ugh, this projection won't hold for long. Let's move forward.
I can't even feel time passing here. Half an hour's gone already? This one should go here. Wait, the rabbit. You again. Are you the one who changed the riddle and walked this place? Get back here.
This memory records the moment he met the rabbit. Before that, he mentioned time. Could that be another key factor?
Did the other victims have similar behaviors?
Let's not jump to conclusions yet. Keep going.
Interesting. They're setting up time as a theme. I remember before I started streaming, one of the students in one of the scenes that you walk through mentioned time not being equally distributed and how most of the week is not the weekend. Like, there's fewer days in the weekend. Or the way they phrased it specifically was you get to Friday and then you have your weekend off, and then, 2 days seem to go by incredibly fast, and then it's 4 whole more days after that until it's Friday again.
Gone again? No matter how good you are at hide and seek, your traces stay in my memory. I'll just need to use my forte again. No use hiding. I know you're there. Surprised? Staring at yourself? No. I know what this is. The dark side's a mirror. You're just my shadow. Ha! Even if I'm a shadow, so what? I'm still part of you. Afraid your shadow might know a few of your secrets. Secrets you've been running from. You're trapped, desperate for progress. Like that Huang Long researcher, who eventually threw everything away for the truth. Haskar Spectrum. That name rings a bell? I'm nothing like Paskar. Oh, you're right about that. You don't even have his courage to give it all up. That's why you're stuck here, like a labyrinth running in circles. But what if I told you the answer you've been seeking is right here? Something about your current project. Go on. Take a look. the data model was wrong from the start. Is this where the error lies? If I fix it, my second hypothesis could actually work. Then, based on the corrected model, the result should be... Wait. There's a formula missing. The first half matches my derivation perfectly. Where's the rest? Where's the other half of the formula? I never said the answer was free. Let's make a fair trade. Offer something of equal value, and the answer's yours. Look, I've even prepared the stakes for you. Everything tied to your research. Thesis, data, it's all here. So, which one's worth the truth? See? No weight at all. Your report's worthless. Try again. Ah, no, no, no. Far from enough. Is that the extent of your pride in knowledge? Why not wager everything? That can't be. But it can. You've spent all your chips. What else do you have left to trade? Ah, right. Almost forgot about that. Your greatest honor, wasn't it? Let's see if it's worth anything. Look at that. You've given everything, and yet you still can't trade for a single answer. Or maybe the scale is the answer. The so-called scientific pursuit at Lahai Roy contributes nothing to the advance of human civilization. And of course, it can't change what sleeps beneath Lahai. You know exactly what I mean. Enough! You don't understand anything. Oh, don't I? You've got nothing left? Oh, but there's still one last thing you can trade. Your life. Go on. This is the part you idealists always love, isn't it? I told you, you don't understand. You're just preying on desperate seekers of truth. I won't let anyone else enter this room.
So that's why Professor Savi was so determined to keep everyone out of the dark side.
He was protecting them in his own way. He feared that eager students or passionate teachers might trade their lives for an illusion of truth. Greatness isn't just about achievement. Sometimes it's about facing reality and still choosing to live with dignity. At Star Torch Academy, We pursue truth, yes, but we value the journey more than the destination. Weighing our worth on a scale? That's true ignorance. Now then, if we cross-check the clues from Sevi with the Academy's earlier findings... Spending more time in the dark side does raise the chance of seeing the rabbit, but that's not the root cause. Now then, if we cross-check the clues from Sevi with the Academy's earlier findings... You're half right. The key isn't the forte itself, it's what it acts upon. Remember? Professor Sevi used his forte to restore the scene, and other student victims used theirs to take something from the dark side. In both cases, they influenced the space itself. That's the real link.
Since we found the answer, I'll wait for you here. Hello? Lucilla?
Look, there's actually one more thing I didn't mention. After the celebration, every dark side victim shared one trait. They were all memory-type resonators, and there aren't many of us in the Academy. Only one remains. You understand what that means now, don't you? Focus my mind. Loosen my thoughts, just a little. Give the threat an opening. A small price to draw it out. In that false professor's words, a fair trade it is. Since the Fraxidus went to such lengths to invite me, well, as the president, how could I turn down the feast?
That student. You seem to trust her quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. You'll understand once you meet her yourself. Anyway, how's your progress?
Just as planned. No one else remains in the dark side. But the rabbit's clever. Every room has traces of its frequency. I can't pin down its exact trail.
Huh. If it were easy to catch, their little feast wouldn't be half as entertaining, would it? And remember, if anything unexpected happens, you know what to do.
Since the Fraxidus went to such lengths to invite me, well, as the president, how could I turn down the feast? Of course. And I knew if I told you sooner, you'd either stop me or try to follow me. But there's something only you can do from the outside. The dark side is unstable by nature. Remember what I said? The Academy used riddles to regulate its gateways. Most have been replaced by Fraxidus riddles, but a few originals are still hidden in the Academy's archive. And the archive is inclusive. Be careful what you dig into. Rover, I need you to set a stable dark side exit with a riddle unknown to the Fraxidus.
Remember what you told Sigrika at the celebration? That means no matter what, we stick together.
Even if I said no, you'd come anyway, wouldn't you? Fine. The dark side is a maze. I'll leave a few clues behind to guide you. But if anything goes wrong, promise me, you'll get out immediately.
Go and bother the other crew first.
The personal files show signs of repeated tampering.
I just realized I need to make a couple adjustments. Hold on.
control where I'm going while in zero gravity. All I'm doing is backflips.
Found it! Oh, my magistrate. This is the one Kara recommended. Huh? There's even a real-time ranking. Iris's top picks. This is a recommended.
Styling Guide, Teacher's Column, issue number 5. Fashion is a way of self-expression, a reflection of who we are and what we are. The variations in size, the play between symmetry and asymmetry, the differences in contours, they all quietly shape how we see ourselves and how the world sees us. Styling, at its heart, is a delicate and graceful experiment, a designer's way of interpreting the world and ever-shifting scenery through their own lens. Warm sunlight spills across the campus. A gray off-shoulder knit top meets a timeless plaid skirt, paired with a dark-toned handbag in just the right size. A golden butterfly brooch gleams gently at the chest, infusing a touch of grace into the muted gray. A hint of retro charm blends effortlessly with the modern academic mood, as though time itself has slowed.
Found it! Oh, my magistrate. This is the one Kara recommended.
Star Torch Academy News. Title: Breaking News. Star Torch 8th's Great Mystery. The Vanishing Nico? Multiple students have reported seeing a girl in white Nico robes wandering around campus, yet, when school authorities reviewed surveillance footage, not a single trace of this mysterious figure was found. Some say that spirits cannot be captured by cameras. Others dismiss it as an elaborate prank. And some even suspect that the witnesses themselves may have staged the entire event, perhaps in an attempt to add a new chapter to the Academy's 7 great mysteries.
The alternative riddles for the new solar celebration. Guess this is what President Wasila wanted. Why is it tucked into a storyboard, though? Her copy? Hope this helps.
You're here. This way.
If I follow this path, it should lead me to the President. That's odd. Why are tacit discords here? And they're all moving towards her.
I was helping. Yes, just like that.
Tacit discords are gathering around here. Hopefully this helps. No hesitation. Moment of resonance. This is...
Even got my taste right, huh? It's always so easy to read one's mind. The Tragic Life of Lucilla. Directed by Lucilla. Starring Lucilla.
Welcome. Enjoy your own movie.
Using my name and slapping on a title that lame? I heard the Fraxidus had a playwright. And this is what your art looks like?
This is the story of a girl who discovered she could read memories when she started to grow up. Before she could fully develop her self-knowledge, she absorbed too many memories that weren't her own, until she lost who she was.
Stealing Sophie's voice? Twisting people's lives into your cheap drama? Since when does that count as cinema? What's next? My grand arrival in Lahiroy?
How ironic. The girl who built her life on her memory gift walks into an institute buried beneath the Frostlands and becomes its leader. A flock of lambs chasing the future crowns a shepherd who can only record the past. What can she offer? Drown in the relics of humanity's golden age? Or lead the innocent straight into the abyss? The flock crosses the frozen lands, trying to light fires against the coldness and darkness. Some burn clothes, some burn books, some even burn themselves. But the coldness and darkness know no end, and devour everything. In the end, nothing remains, only silence.
Oh, how considerate to have even written the Academy's ending for us, too. If this ever hit theaters, I'd fast forward it tenfold just to end the agony. The title really tells it. Utterly tasteless.
Thus ends the film. However, upon review, it's filled with meaningless actions, and its protagonist is pitifully naive. script will be rewritten and rescreened. Actress, please wait before the curtain.
A post-credit scene? Planning to remake my life now? Fine. Since you've handed me a free ticket, I'll see it through.
The Tragic Life of Lucilla. Remake. Scene 1. Action. The pitiful girl repeats her past, grows up again, and again arrives at Star Torch Academy, standing once more at a crossroads.
Now, I'll announce the results of the Star Torch Academy presidential election. The vote was jointly conducted by each department's committee and the new Federation Special Investigation Panel. Professor Lucilla, congratulations. You've been elected as the new president of Star Torch Academy. Well then, President Lucilla, care to say a few words?
That's amazing, Professor Lucilla. Oh, should I say President Lucilla now?
Thank you for your trust, but I don't intend to accept. Compared to others at the Academy, don't you think I'm a bit too ordinary? I have no major academic achievements, nor administrative experience. Honestly, sometimes I even feel small standing among all of you. Making a nobody the shepherd is dangerous for everyone, isn't it? So, please understand my choice. I'm content following at the back of the flock. I request a new election.
Quiet, quiet! Everyone please be seated.
Professor Lucilla.
At least she knows her place. Let's just set a new election date and move on.
Look, Professor Lucilla's here.
Professor Lucilla, last time we stopped at page 59?
All right then, page 60, bottom right corner. This photo was taken before the lament. Back then, there was no etheric sea, and aerospace technology wasn't blocked yet. One of humanity's probes took this image in space. Our homeworld, see? Just a pale blue dot.
So what's the point?
Excuse me?
I mean, what's the point of taking that photo? Looking at it only makes us feel small. That tiny dot only makes all of us on it feel more insignificant, pathetic even. That so-called golden age of exploration and the great astronomy before the lament, all they bring is loneliness. We're all lonely in that endless darkness, just like Star Torch Academy now. Tell me, Professor, does our so-called exploration here even matter?
I don't know.
Speechless, Professor.
About your request, I have the right to reject it. Absurd. You want to withdraw now, at the most critical stage of the experiment? Who could possibly take your place?
I'm just scared. Scared to touch those instruments again. Scared of seeing results that don't match what we hoped for.
Afraid of the risks? Then switch to theoretical work. Are you really going to let everything you've built amount to nothing?
Professor Lucilla just ran out of the room, clutching her head. Like she's lost it.
How long has she been locking herself in there?
No clue. We just heard stuff breaking. And someone crying.
Could it be she's having another episode? The madness caused by memory confusion.
Are you really quitting the project, Lucilla? You've made up your mind?
Yes. Will be my final lecture. I've already filed to close the course next term. Thank you all for your support. I've gone as far as I can. I'm sure you'll all go farther than I ever could.
She said nothing. Deep down, she'd already accepted her own mediocrity and stopped moving forward. The girl who once forced herself to stand tall now teeters on the edge. Her curtains about to fall.
Did the others' memories bleed into mine again? How long was I out? The meeting's already over. What's happening to me? I just want to forget, to erase this wretched forte. Erase. Right. If I erase the memory of my forte itself, maybe then everything will go back to normal. I'm done with all of it.
She abandoned her title, her right to explore, and now even her own forte.
She chose to kill the person she used to be. Like someone who had drowned, losing both her air and shadow.
A different choice. A brand new life. Tell me, our dear audience, isn't this fascinating? If everything's destined to fade away, why not just wait it out? Enjoy the last bit of pleasure and revel in the beautiful memories before the end.
After all, fleeting joy feels far more real than some unreachable truth.
You only need to come a little closer and take my hand. Our lives can trade places. No more pain, only warmth and bliss. The curtain's about to fall, and the choice is yours.
Done with your performance? All that noise for one purpose. The same trick you used on Savi. Stirring fear, pressing old wounds. Let me guess what you're after. Targeting Sigriko is just a diversion. You wanted the Academy to intervene. Next, the memory-type resonator is affected in the dark side. And you knew I'd see it. That was your invitation. So this little play, it was meant for me and all the memory-type resonators. You're afraid of something in us, aren't you? Something that threatens your grand scheme. You put on quite a hilarious show, I'll give you that. But you came to the wrong audience. You can ramble about pasts and futures all you like, but I only focus on the present. And that's exactly why your message in that film disgusts me. I don't deny the doubt, the struggle, or the pain we face in our search. Every soul in Star Torch Academy has endured those. But the weight of civilization demands shoulders to bear it. And we, right from the beginning, are a flock, walking willingly toward our own end. If the campfire's dying out, then these lambs you mock will burn themselves, just to walk one more mile before the final breath. No glory sought, no remembrance needed. We'll lie down here, leaving not a trace. But what's the point of it all? The point? You, who watch us burn. You're the proof. You and everyone behind you. That's our meaning. And one more thing. Whether I deserve to be the president? That's not for your cheap words or your lousy films to decide. If you're so desperate to tear me down, that only proves I'm doing something right. Tell me, who's the real desperate one here? You're not the only one with backup. Checkmate. You're here.
Go after it. I'll handle the rest.
Come on, we've still got work to do. Stay sharp, Rover. It can take the form of anything in the dark side. There's only one passage here. It must still be around. Stay close. No sign of it here either. Let's split up. I'll check this room, you take the one before. Told you. It's checkmate this time. We still haven't figured out what the Fraxidus wants with the dark side. For now, this little one's our only lead. Let me try reading its memory first. Oh, looks like I don't even need to use my forte.
I suppose this counts as our first proper meeting, Madame Lucilla.
Proper meeting? You're talking to me through a rabbit from your little hideout. That's what you call proper? Still, thanks for the film. It was tasteless and trashy, but I'll admit, it added a little fun to my job. You knew I'd catch this rabbit from the start.
And didn't you already know it was a trap meant for you? We both have what the other wants.
What are you trying to do in the Highway?
As an educator, you of all people should know better. Finding the answer is the asker's job, you know? Still, congratulations! You won this round.
One? I never agreed to play your little game. And neither did my students. Right, Rover?
Flattering myself? That hurts. I worked very hard setting up those trials for you. If you didn't enjoy them, don't worry. There'll be a next round. And I promise it'll be far more thrilling. Because next time, we'll be betting on the very fate of Lahai Roy. Will it go boom and vanish? Or will the flames of Star Torch keep burning? I can't wait. Truly, I can't wait for our next meeting.
Next meeting. It's all right. At least we dealt with the source of the dark side's anomaly. I know you've got many questions, but let's get out of here first.
You said the things in the dark side wouldn't hurt them.
Didn't I do what you asked? You wanted to help Sagrika, so I tweaked the dark side to help her see herself clearly. Besides, no one got hurt, right? Your friend, your teacher, and Rover. I should thank you, actually. You helped me finish an experiment.
Experiment?
The opposite of the void. How far can memory-type resonators go before its power consumes them? And what other tricks is this petty academy hiding? A Miko wielding a sword? Come, my sweet darling. We've still got much to do.
What about the rabbit? Isn't it your pet?
We don't keep trash, we dump it. So, please try hard to be useful if you don't want to be disposable.
Sorry, Rover. I've kept you busy all day.
From the moment you came to me, you already knew this was a trap set by the Fraxidus. But you planned to walk right into it.
All in a day's work for your president. Besides, it worked out pretty well, don't you think? Don't worry. I know the dark side pulls people toward what they fear and try to escape from. But I learned to face my past honestly long ago. You want to know?
Didn't you say you wanted to introduce a new course? Star Torch guidelines from strangers to confidants? Students and teachers should get to know each other, right? Maybe this counts as our first class.
I really set myself up for that one. Well, before I turned 20, I couldn't tell which memories were mine and which belonged to the ones I had read. As I absorbed more and more of them, I saw too many births and deaths. I started to feel how small and ignorant I really was. That's exactly what the dark side preyed on. It then recreated the predicament I once lived through. The Fraxidus was questioning me, the representative of Star Torch Academy. When the future offers no answers, and existence itself is destined to fade, can anything we do in our brief and ignorant lives truly matter? As a student of Star Torch Academy, what do you think, Rover? That's the kind of answer you'd say. Back then, I joined the Space Trek Collective without a real purpose. But luckily, just like you, I met a good teacher. My teacher was an ordinary man, a Roya, in charge of observation in the Frostlands. We both spent our days watching and recording, each in our own realm. But he never saw himself as just an observer. Again and again, he made connections with people and the things he studied, and built bridges between them. It was like how we draw lines between the stars now. In these perilous Frostlands, each person is a point of light for another. Maybe I used to stand too high, never stooping to feel the emotions in those memories. The ones that needed time to settle for an ordinary person. When I revisited the memories I once read, I realized they all shared one thing in common. Everyone spends their whole life searching for answers. And it's those very answers that give meaning to our journey toward the future, even if we might find nothing in the end. No, I'm still searching. In that sense, I'm the same as all of you. Just another student on the path. So, don't worry. Until I find it, the Fraxidus won't be able to shake me. Also, about that Miko lady you're curious about. My lips are sealed on that, I'm afraid. A president has her principles, not to mention the Academy's safety protocol. But one day, you'll see her again. Anyway, I still have to write a full report on the dark side. Leave the rest to the adults now. It's getting late, Rover. I'll see you in class. Has this game truly ended. Still something you want to say? Oh, but StarTorch Guidelines from Strangers to Confidants is designed for both teachers and students, isn't it? If you want to hear mine, you'll have to share your stories before coming to Lahairoi first. I've only read about Renacida in textbooks. Their culture of living alongside echoes reminds me a bit of the Roya. If I ever get the chance, I'd love to visit there and hear their bards perform in person. Alright, since you shared, I'll tell you something you wanted to know. Let's start with my Royan teacher. During an expedition in the Frostlands, I got caught in a storm and was separated from the others. Due to my chaotic memories, I barely understood the concept of death. An old Royan observer rescued me and brought me back to his outpost. When he learned of my ability, he asked me to help him recall the memories he'd long forgotten. In that small cabin, I read the joys and sorrows of his past. He studied the behavior of Exoswarm alone, danced the Royan dances there, and shared laughter with passing researchers. He was never lonely. I began to follow his example and actively reached out to the memories I once read. I wanted to show my respect and experience them anew. Guess what I felt then? No, it was the fear of death. For the first time, I truly feared death. I felt their most genuine human emotions facing the jaws of death. When I realized that, I knew I was finally waking up from the nightmare of those memories. Still something you want to say? Oh, but if you want to hear mine, you'll have to share your... People everywhere are protecting their homes in their own ways. The Fraxidus' claim that it's all meaningless is the greatest insult to our era. And your pen pal sounds like a sincere, kind girl. It's a blessing in times like these to have someone you can truly talk to. You will. Human connections are stronger than you think. Alright, since you shared, I'll tell you something you wanted to know. Let's start with my Royan teacher. During an expedition in the Frostlands, I got caught in a storm. An old Royan, when he learned of my he studied the behavior of Exoswarm alone, danced the Royan dances there.
Alright, I'm gonna take a break. I would keep streaming, but I don't know, I might want to take 5 minutes, I might want to take 50. I don't know how long it's gonna be. But I do want to continue this. So, I will be back later.